Welcome back to Bearcave Watch Reviews. I'm your host, Papa Bear, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be talking and taking a look at my 2025 top purchases. It's going to be a little different because I've already reviewed some of these pieces, but I wanted to share them again. This year, I actually purchased and traded for over 25 different pieces, which is, I know it's only two a month, but when you've seen the Summer of Addiesdive video where I got so many of them, it just kind of steamrolled over and I went a little nuts. I admit it. I added a lot of different styles. I got rid of watches that I really enjoyed, but I thought somebody else should start enjoying them. So this is going to just be a video regarding the ones that I thought were the best purchases or trades of the year. Welcome back to Bearcave Watch Reviews. I'm your host, Papa Bear, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be talking and taking a look at my 2025 top purchases. It's going to be a little different because I've already reviewed some of these pieces, but I wanted to share them again. This year, I actually purchased and traded for over 25 different pieces, which is, I know it's only two a month, but when you've seen the Summer of Addiesdive video where I got so many of them, it just kind of steamrolled over and I went a little nuts. I admit it. I added a lot of different styles. I got rid of watches that I really enjoyed, but I thought somebody else should start enjoying them. So this is going to just be a video regarding the ones that I thought were the best purchases or trades of the year. Just to be clear, I know I say this in all my videos, but none of these watches were sent to me by a company. I purchased or traded for each one of them. So I'm just going to go over them and tell you why I like them, what made me go for them, but I just wanted to make sure. I will give you some pros and cons of each one, my overall thoughts, and why they made the favorites list, and if they get the Bearcave Seal of Approval. So let's get started now. Normally, I would put the stats and dimensions of each watch and tell you about them, but I don't want to make the video too long, but I just will give you a brief description of each one. Okay, so let's start with the first watch that I traded for, and that is the Addiesdive AD2036, which is a BB Vintage GMT Homage. And I will tell you, and I've said this in another video, until this year, I did not like snowflake hands. Something changed, and I really started liking vintage watches, and this one caught my eye, and I just did it right away. I'll put it here real quick just to do the specs real fast. I'm not going to go over all of them, but just go from there. Now, some of the things that I love about this watch, I love the vintage look. That right there was the main thing. The dimensions are nice, and it should work for most wrists. The movement, solid workhorse. It's not going to need anything but a battery. It's GMT quartz movement. I think personally the dial is really good looking. This is the 2036. There's one that has white hands and white indices, but this one just great looking dial. And the hands, like I said, they really grew on me, because before this I was mostly a traditional Mercedes hands kind of guy. The bracelet, proper milled clasp, solid end links, does not have on the fly adjustment, but that's okay. I can deal with that, no problem. And the price. Right now, this is on sale for less than $100. Actually, I think it might even be like closer to $85. So the only thing that I can say that I don't like about the watch is the bracelet tapers, not perfect, but it's okay. And for my wrist in particular, I had to do some use the micro adjustments more on this one than on other ones. But again, this is the Addiesdive 2036 BB Vintage GMT Homage, and I absolutely love it. All right, so moving on. I know this looks like an Addiesdive case. I talked about this in the video that I made for this. I ordered this San Martin SN0017G, and this is the B with the Seiko movement directly from San Martin, but instead of getting the nice green leather tube, I got it in this. So whatever, it happens. So let's just put this over here real quick. As you can tell, it's a Submariner Homage. Really good looking watch. I'll put the specs up real fast, but I'm not going to go over them. Things that I love about this watch, the dimensions. Uh, First of all, this is probably the most refined of all of my Submariner homages. The dimensions work great for me. The Seiko movement in here is just a workhorse. It's not going to need much servicing. The finishing on the case is great. There's no sharp edges. The bracelet, proper milled, solid end links, sterile back. It does have the Cyclops there, the bezel action. Is fantastic. No backplay. So the dial is nice and dark. The indices are really good. Mercedes hands are easy to read. And yeah, it's an homage to the most copied watch in the world, but you either like homages or you don't. So for me, this one was a no-brainer. Really enjoy this watch. Okay, so moving on to number 3 of the year. And this might surprise a lot of watch people. I have never had a Speedmaster. I had not tried them on, but I saw this on the Facebook Marketplace, and I said, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. This is the Pagani Design Speedmaster Homage PD1701, and it's an awesome watch. It's actually way better than I thought it was going to be. So let me show it to you. Now this one is a little bit bigger than the 40 millimeters that I'm used to wearing, but look at that dial. It's just really great. The bracelet on this watch is fantastic. Proper milled class, solid end links. There's not a lot of wobble on it, so that's really nice. It wears great, and I just really, really love this watch. It's the price point is great. The subdials are easy to read. The dial is very clean, and like I said, the bracelet is really nice. So the only thing that I don't like, and again, you hear this from me a lot, is that it doesn't have the on-the-fly adjustment. And this one only has 3 micro adjustments. Fortunately, I was able to get a good fit with it. But again, I paid less than retail for this. When it got here, first of all, it had a different box that I wasn't used to. So that was cool. But then when I opened up and I tried it on, I was just blown away. I really like this watch. Okay, so moving on to one of my later purchases. This one I've had maybe a month, if that. This is the Pagani Design 1639 Bluesy, and it is a gorgeous watch. It's a fantastic homage to the regular Bluesy from Rolex. So let's just take a look at this real quick. This is solid stainless steel, two-tone, ceramic insert, proper Cyclops. The movement sweeps very, very nice. It has a diver's extension on a very nice bracelet. I've worn this several times since I got it. So things I love about it, the dimensions are nice. It should work pretty much for everybody. The movement, it's got the Seiko movement in it, so you know that's going to be working for a while. The dial is really the great thing. They really nailed the bluesy look. The hands are good. Now, the Cyclops is the right magnification. Things that I don't like about the watch, and this is really not much. Um, doesn't have the on-the-fly adjustment. It does have a diver's extension, so I give them credit for that. Um, that's really the biggest thing for me. Um, so that actually that's the only thing I think that about this watch. It's a little bit bigger than the 40 millimeters that I'm used to, but I've gotten used to it because it's a great watch. All right. And finally, I left this one for last because number one, this was my most expensive purchase this year, if you can believe that. And number two, it's my favorite purchase of the year. And it is the Baltony Vintage Datejust Homage watch. Uh, as you can tell, it came in this leather pouch, which is really nice. Inside a box, whole different experience. And I definitely want to show it to you. All right, so let's put this here so you can take a look at it. It's a vintage Datejust Homage, stainless steel. And let's just talk about the things that I love about this watch. The size, 36 millimeters, for me is the perfect size for a Gata watch. I know that I say that 40 is my sweet spot, but that's for divers, chronos, stuff like that. But if I wear a regular watch, this is the size, 36. Movement is the Seiko movement. You know it's going to work. Um, the dial is fantastic. I love how simple and clean it is. And if you can see that, the Cyclops is 2.5 magnification. The bracelet on this watch, Jubilee style, is fantastic. Solid end links, plenty of micro adjustment, proper milled class. Just this watch, I like what a lot of people call the old man watch or the old man style watch. So this one was just definitely one that I saw and I had to have it. Yeah, it's an older style homage, but it just wears so nicely that I find myself wearing it every day well, not every day, but a lot of the days I come home and I have what I call a house watch, and it's between my Seiko that my dad left me or this one. But I really, you know, and when it comes down to things that I don't like about the watch, it's really hard to say because there's nothing other than no on the fly adjustment. I mean, sapphire crystal, proper magnification. Uh, it does have lume, not a lot because it's a dress watch, but it does have lume. It's just my favorite purchase. I was so excited when it came and just wanted to share it with you. All right, so obviously these watches all stood out amongst the crazy amount of watches that I acquired this year. It's been a long time since I've made that many transactions. Especially, I did some trading for some mid-tier watches for these budget-friendly watches, and I was perfectly okay with them. I'm in a different season of watch collecting, and more importantly, in a different season of life. So I was like, why not? The vintage look really stood out to me and I just said, let's do it. Now, would I give these watches the Bearcave Seal of Approval? Obviously. Every one of these watches gets the seal of approval. And I'm sorry for the bear, but I'm trying to figure out a way to put that out there so that people see it. Yes, they're all budget friendly. Even this one that I got for a little bit more than I usually would pay, it's still, I love homage watches. I love the look, and I'm not going to pay an absorbent amount of money to just wear a watch. So there will be links to all the watches in the description. Um, Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate that. And also, if you're not following me on social media or you're not subscribed to the channel, I would love for you to do that. Uh, it's just one of those things. This year I decided that I needed to get back into the watch review game, not because I'm trying to make money. This is more about my mental health. So um, after Christmas, I'll be doing a review on a watch box that I'm hoping Santa's going to bring me, and go from there. So this is Papa Bear. We'll see you next time.